Hey everyone, Jane Cormack here. Happy May Day. It's the 1st of May today, and it is a day for thinking about new beginnings, renewal as we move into the warmer in Scotland. Well, it is today actually, seasons. And I wanted to shoot a video that I was inspired to create today called the Monday to Friday myth, because that's what I was thinking about this morning. I got up quite early and my housemate and I walked up the hill that's just behind our house. It's quite a steep climb, and we began our Monday morning by climbing up this hill and then sitting in this kind of crater at the top of this hill having a cup of tea and talking about what we would like to create, what new seeds we wanted to plant, and allowing space for that. And then came back, and I've been sitting out here in our garden, and it's such a gorgeous day. And I noticed that a part of me still had this kind of, oh, it's Monday. Shouldn't I be on the computer doing something? But I came outside and I dove into reading my own book, actually, the one that I wrote called Language of the Feminine, and writing ideas and allowing inspiration to unfold, to enjoy the sound of the birds around here and the sun shining and soak up the warmth and just absorb that energy of nature and allow that spaciousness for ideas and inspiration to actually land. And I got to thinking about this work structure that has been created by our society. I'm not entirely sure where it originates from, the structure of working in this Monday to Friday week, where there's an agreement that Monday to Friday you go to work and Saturday and Sunday you take time off. So that is a structure, a system that people have made agreements on, of when to take time off and when to actually be at work. And it's part of the kind of patriarchal system, really, that has been created. And it's not really supportive of our own natural rhythms and listening to our own natural rhythms. So if you're self-employed, it is easier, of course, to choose what you do and when you do it. And if you go to a job where you start at this time and finish at this time, then it's more challenging to actually follow and listen to your own rhythm, because you're expected to be in a certain place at a certain time. So I wanted to share this video because I think it's important for us to actually be the change, to start listening to our own rhythm. And for women, this very much is in alignment with our feminine cycle, our feminine rhythm, our menstrual cycle, or our menopausal cycle, because we have these inbuilt cyclical rhythms. And in each phase of the cycle, we have different levels of energy. And if we listen to the energy that's present at any given time, then we can use that energy to create an optimal state of being, an optimal state of living, where we may be in the phase, and I find this premenstrually, where there's a lot of ideas flowing. For me, this is how I experience it, a longing to connect with nature, to allow a bit more space for slowing down a bit, connecting to the body, and using that energy for putting into whatever I'm doing, like this morning. And there are other states where it's great to go and sit in the computer and start the implementation process. It's where you're implementing. But I find that I don't often get inspired when I'm sitting in front of the computer, because my body wants to move. I want to be outside. It's in nature. The sounds around. Inspiration is here. It's present in the vibrancy of life, whether it's raining or whether it's sunshine. And this is something that I feel is necessary to create healthy workplaces, to create healthy work-life balance, if you will. where we're learning to actually use our energy to the best of our ability. Now, the structures that we have in place, we need some structure. Otherwise, there'd be anarchy and people would be all over the place and doing what they want when they want, which may sound a bit contradictory, but some structure is healthy because it creates holding vessels and boundaries. But what's happened is that it's just too tight, too rigid, too much. So that's a representation of the unhealthy masculine. It's where the patriarchal system is just too rigid, too linear, too logical, too structured. And that can cause a lot of damage to people for their health, mental, emotional, physical health. So there needs to be an opening. There needs to be spaciousness to allow for this organic rhythm and listening time to relax and to really feel into what's right to do now, what's right to be now, what's right to express now. And this is something we can take into the workplace if you're employed, because it takes courage to actually bring ideas like this into your workplace. But if we want change to happen, then we need to be the change. We need to be the ones that are expressing it. And hopefully your boss or your employer will be supportive and listen to you. If not, then find someone who is supportive and does get it and will listen, who can support you in being maybe clearer or gathering a group of you together to approach an employer in that sense. So you get to decide which days are best suited for doing what. And for women, our feminine cycle, our menstrual cycle, is key to understanding those different energy phases, to allow the space for the inspiration, for the implementation, for the creativity, to know when to just relax and soften the body and just see what wants to land, see what wants to come through, and then taking the action upon that. So, at the moment we're supporting systems that don't fully support us. And as I said, we need to be the ones to help change those systems. And it is happening because there's so many people who are entrepreneurs now, starting their own businesses. But in more traditional structures where we are the employees and we go to work, it takes a little bit more effort, more communication about the benefits of why we need to do this. And the benefits are that you have happier employees, of course. You optimise the energy levels of people because people are healthier, they feel better, so they're going to do better work. They're going to be more inspired, they're going to be coming up with great ideas, they're going to be more communicative, employees are going to get on better, so relationships are going to be better, they're going to improve. And all of those elements are going to create a better company or organisation because your employees are happy to actually turn up and give their best. And for that, there needs to be space for downtime. There needs to be a loosening of the structure. So if you're self-employed, this is perhaps an easier thing. Maybe not, but if you're self-employed, then I really want to invite you and inspire you to listen to your own rhythms. This little fly just flew in my face there. And what feels in alignment with what's right to do next, or be next, or who to contact next, or where to go next. And you can learn this by learning more about the menstrual cycle. There's some information on my website, janecormack.com, and in my book, Language of the Feminine, I have a whole chapter on feminine, the language of feminine power, which is a lot about listening to our cyclical nature and our menstrual cycle. Also, Red School is an online program created by Alexander Pope, and that is incredible work for learning about the phases of the menstrual cycle and how you can tune in and use the energy of each phase to optimise your life. So I hope this video has inspired you to be the change and to maybe get up on a Monday morning and go for a hike and not just sit down at your computer and stare at it and think, what am I going to focus on today? What am I going to do? If you're not clear on what you're going to focus on or what you're going to do, if you've not got a project ready to sit down and implement, then do something different. Start the morning by dancing, or going for a walk, or doing some yoga, or just allowing yourself to write and seeing what ideas emerge. Dive back into, projects that you're working on, and just allow that spaciousness to, or create space and see what lands. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends, share on social media, and let's spread the word about the whole Monday to Friday myth and be the change. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.